there. We failed.
One big piece.
Can you believe that? There's the orifice. All right, welcome back to the channel. We are on another bulldozer today. The John Deere vintage, as always, right? The broken John Deere bulldozer saga continues. So we've got a probably late 90s 650G come in. I believe it's missing second gear out of the transmission. So I guess we're tasked with fixing it. It's all right. I don't know how many hours is on this thing. It's kind of a local machine. 3,200. So I'll fire it up and see what's going on with it. Mr. Andy did a little bit of washing back here because we kind of knew we was gonna have to go into it maybe. So this is a torque converter. It's got a 4-speed transmission. I believe second gear's out of it and forward and reverse. So I don't know whether he wants us just to fix the one clutch pack or kind of get in there and see. Being it's kind of getting older, these things, what happens with them, people let moisture and stuff get in the brakes and it releases the glue, I think, from the steel disc. But water and steel and oil and glue and all that stuff don't mix. But anyway, and these are what, 30 years old now, not new. I think they did put new oil in it, and of course he wanted me to save it, but I'm not going to save new oil when there's transmission issues.
Sure we will. We'll save it and burn it this winter.
Right. So we're just fired up. I'll see what it's doing, and we'll probably back it over to the pit. First thing we probably need to do is pull a suction screen out of it, or I'll call him and see if he's done that already. See what's inside of it before we get too deep into it. So
I thought we were supposed to get it. That's your pushing gear?
the one they use all the time.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
All right, talked to the guy. I was making sure he hadn't pulled the suction screen out. I don't think he's ever taken it out since the tractor's new. So Mr. Kevin's down in here. Right down there, there's a screen inside there we'll take out, and we'll see what's going on with it before if we see clutch disc particles and stuff on there, we're not even going to do any testing. We'll just go ahead and yank the back plate off the tractor and see what's going on there.
Got them all?
Yep.
Survey says
definitely got some clutch material, not as much as I'd think.
no, but that right there is a good one.
What's that?
Make big red one, looks like. Aren't they red?
No, they're dark red like the ones on my finger here.
Oh, I thought they were like that color.
Huh. Oh, they want a bolt. I've seen way worse.
Yeah.
That's not bad, really. All right, normally we see a lot more clutch disc material, and I'm not sure out here in the light if that's what that is. If this thing's never been out in the life of this tractor in 30 years, that's actually somewhat normal, believe it or not. There's silicone in there. That might be from this.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's not a smoking gun, really. It could have just a sealing ring too, or something that dropped out of second gear where it's not engaged in the clutch pack. We can put some gauges on it. We know it's not kicking in second. I think easy it is. I'm gonna go ahead and... Dang, Kevin, we done made a mess in our pit. Just cleaned it up. You did. You took the one hose clamp off. We would just put a pig mat down there this time. Don't we got some old ones just threw away? I see some over there.
Like if I handed you a lighter and you burn a house down. That's what
I got it on camera. I blamed it on you, right? All right, I think we're gonna get set up. Go ahead and pull this back plate off and take a peek in there. Kind of milky, ain't it? I bet that's what might have happened here.
You milked up first and...
He's already just changed it too. Oh.
You're doing all right.
Would you really tell me if I was or not?
Yeah.
I thought you had sausages.
You got a way to suck that out faster?
That's wide open. I think he's hold like 25 gallons or something.
Okay. Well, hopefully that doesn't go over. Bub, I think I figured it out.
What's that?
He used turkey gravy.
Turkey gravy.
That's what that is. That's turkey gravy, bub.
I'm guessing the original was milky and we kind of changed it. And that plug hasn't been in there for a while. It was full of dirt again.
Turkey gravy, bub.
Turkey gravy. Definitely not good.
Yeah. We'll see what's inside.
Boys.
Somebody's been in here before.
Have they?
Yeah, look.
Put the high top on
Get an electric one.
Maybe if our Taylor guy's watching this video, he'll send me a quote on an electric one. And get that one out of the way. All right, I've been doing some investigating. On this side over here, we have the first and second clutch pack. I took a bunch of pictures and spun this. Usually you can see discs missing and stuff, but there's no signs of any discs down here, pieces or parts, or didn't see any photos that look abnormal. It's kind of hard to tell. This line right here, I believe this one back in here, I think that's first gear, and this outside one second gear. It goes down the shaft. You see these holes, they're actually gun drilled all the way through, and they plug that hole back up so it can send oil to the appropriate clutch pack. But I don't see any smoking guns. We've got transmission pressure because all the other gears are working, so it means we could have, there's some O-ring or metal ring, sealing rings here. Could have one of those broken. I've never seen that happen. Or piston that might have a broken sealing ring. Or we could have some bad clutch discs and I just can't see them. So if it's just an O-ring or something like that, we may just take a look at everything, fix that, and put it back together. This tractor doesn't have that many hours on it, shouldn't have an issue. So I guess I'm gonna yank this out and take a peek at it, throw it on the bench. It's not that hard. Then we can air test those clutch packs and stuff on the table over here. So only thing you gotta do, I've showed you guys this before. There is you see that square pedestal there. We'll go underneath, there's 2 screw jacks. We'll screw them up there where it's touching the bottom. Those are the steering clutches and brakes. Put that up here till it's holding on both sides. Then we'll pull a little triangle plate out with 3 bolts. And there's a little stub shaft that goes in there. We'll pop it out, and then you see this shaft that goes inside here. We'll screw a rod in, pull it all the way out. And then on the other side, we've got that same rod. We'll screw a rod into it, and we'll suck that one and leave it inside the transmission. Then all we do is take out these bolts out here and little 10mm bolts. This whole thing slides out. Just that easy. It's about a 30 to 45 minute job. You ready?
And
what time
start.
is it?
Hair past a freckle.
It's 11:08. Lunchtime's 11:30.
Oh.
It's kind of pushing it. We'll see.
Sure.
All right, my friend took the pinion shaft cover off. It's still got factory grease in there. So on the 650Gs and the 550Gs, you've got a double reduction final drive. The 450Gs is optional, and the 455s. 555s have a single reduction final drive. So what that means is you've got to bust a track and take your sprocket off and get to right here. But if you have a 450G long track, 550G, and a 650G, all you gotta do is pull it out right there. Saves a lot of time. You gonna pop out real easy? I got it. I got the screw jacks cranked up under there already. I got all the bolts out. Sometimes you gotta get a little angry with those. There you go. You got pig mat laying there. Kind of be careful because there's a seal inside there too. It keeps the final drive and transmission all together. Now, it's hard to believe that grease still stays in there. Gears look nice. So this shaft comes out. This is what turns the big final drive gear.
Boy, whoever threaded that in, threaded
You
it in
went
good.
full depth.
I didn't want to yank no threads, but
Yeah.
planning on slide hammer.
Now he's going to crank that in the end of the shaft that goes in the transmission. It's a half shaft. And we'll pull that one all the way out, set it up here. Then the next half shaft, it's on the other side, we'll pull, leave inside the transmission, and this thing's ready to come out. Butter in it. Somebody must have got your jack screwed up just perfect, huh?
Somebody.
Somebody. I'm patting myself on the back.
Go, go, gadget.
Alright, now we have no disc in there, or shafts. So he's going to come all the way through there. We're waiting on you, Kevin. We don't see no shaft. And there you are. Now he's going in this one right in there. You guys watch that here in a second, and you should pull it out of this clutch pack. So this band right here is a brake band. When you push in the pedal, pull the lever, it locks on the outside. Inside there, there goes the transmission shaft. Keep going. Yep, it should be good there. You can just unthread her, Kevin. That is it. I've got all these bolts out, the 10mm, and I will say these 10mm bolts were not real tight. This is seals the manifold up, so we're going to look at that real close.
Did you explain to your friends that this is not a typical piece of all thread?
Well,
So
we've got
they don't-
American all thread turned down to what, 12mm?
Yeah.
M12?
Don't think you're gonna go buy this at the grocery store.
Or you can just weld you a 12mm bolt. Oh, Randy's not going to be happy. You're just clogging up his cardboard stash.
Stack them on top of
Randy's gonna be happy because I gave him the golf cart.
Yeah, but he didn't drive it the first time. I had to get on him.
They're running.
I told him I wasn't paying him.
Did you not use the choke?
Yeah, he forgot about the choke.
Forgot about the choke.
I told him I wasn't going to pay him to walk up here at 2 miles an hour. He's
So rude.
sorry. Well, it saves me money, him driving back and forth in the golf cart, because it takes him 30 minutes to walk back here.
You're not taking credit for what I gave him, are you?
It's been sitting out there for over a year.
I gave it to him Friday.
Well, you don't have proof of that.
I do on my video.
All right, we're in a time crunch.
Watch my channel.
Regina will see the proof is in the pudding.
All right, got a forklift under there. Got a chain. Hopefully it pulls right out. The one thing that's left is the input shaft, and it should pull right out of that. So here, go up a little bit, Kevin. Yeah. Yeah. Come on back. Go up a little bit. Yep. There she goes. Go up a little. It's all you. Just like that. It's 11:27. We even stopped and talked for 10 minutes. Wasn't bad for a 15-minute transmission removal job, was it?
Let's see you do that and anything else.
Yeah. I'm looking at the clutch disc.
I'm getting pretty good at it in my El Camino though.
Oh yeah, you rebuilding your
No.
transmission? Did your tranny blowed out?
Yeah, it was out.
I am not. Let me turn this whole thing here. You get a blowgun and we'll put some air in the clutch pack. And alright, been checking things out. O-rings, popped the tube out. The O-rings look like they're okay. A little hard and old. Before we take this apart, we got to pop. We got to take this ring gear out first. And I like to save myself a lot of time. We'll go ahead and check the backlash. It feels decent. That way, if we need to adjust it in, we know which way to maybe move some shims around so we don't put it back together the way it was. At least we got a starting point. So I believe the book, I'd have to look, it probably says 8 to 12 thousandths or so, somewhere in that range. It's just a bulldozer. So if we're within that, we'll leave everything together. If not, we'll know to do a little bit of shimming when we put it back together. So about 8-ish, 8.5.
Yep.
That's within spec. So we'll just leave everything together and we put it back together. It should be perfect. Okay. Okay. What size? 2 7/8.
2.5.
2.875. Oh, we're all off. And a quarter. Our wives are disappointed in us. You got any shims on that?
Nope.
Right here. I took the snap rings off these, and it should be ready to
Plop apart.
force apart. That's forward and reverse. Right out, and then that'll drop down. I got you all jammied up. We should have took that out first. Alright, so that top clutch pack we pulled out was forward and reverse. This one Kevin's got. We got second gear and first gear. So we have fourth gear and third gear over here. That's just the idler main shaft gear there. Alright, so these are the sealing rings, those tubes. So this is where it gets oil for first and second gear. They come in here, go through those little ports, and then these have metal sealing rings that seal off in between there. So it shoots oil down, goes out in the clutch pack. These metal sealing rings all look good. Not seeing any smoking guns yet, so oh, I think it has to come off from this side. It's been a while since I rebuilt these. We'll take these out so we don't break these.
We should watch our video.
That's what we should do.
That's what we should do.
Or we'll just edit this one so we look like we're pros.
Doing.
Everybody thinks we know what we're doing, but we really don't, so. Start a new style.
Snap ring.
These are big enough.
Yep. Oh, you just slid in. You think it just comes off?
Bigger snap ring.
You can do it. Snap-on tools. You can do whatever you want with snap rings.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, you're doing it. See?
That's not going to come off there. We can't put it back together that way anyway.
Yeah. You want the big girl ones?
No, you got to press that down to get that one out, Kevin.
Kill myself.
I might lose my little friend. That's got one cone washers. You got to press it down with the press.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, just say that.
You forgot. I don't think you've helped me like Randy or.
It's been
Randy's
a couple
helped me.
days.
We'll look at the clutch disc.
Perfect.
Very nice. Nothing wrong with that.
Perfect.
Nothing wrong with that.
They don't even look like they're slipping though.
No.
They're not blue or anything.
Well, they look good, but it's not looking good for a smoking gun yet. Those are just fine.
Comment below how many smoking guns have been in this smoking gun video.
See, it's been spinning a little bit on that one, but this is what they call the wavy notched plates, the last one.
Wavy notch. Hey there, wavy notch.
So here's a piston. So we have to take that in the press with our tool. Push that down to let that go to get this piston out, right? We'll see if that piston seals bad or not. Alright, so if you don't know, these are like cone washers. Basically, there's a lot of pressure on those. They're kind of like a return spring back. So we've got a tool that goes over here in the press. We'll push the pressure off that, release that snap ring, then we'll let the pressure back off and we'll be able to pull that piston seal out. Should be good. I'm on a screwdriver. See if I can do this one-handed and hold other people. There we go.
I like these chairs. These are nice chairs.
Pretty nice.
Sit and work.
Don't get used to it, bud. Any work. They look foggy. Have to get a pair of pliers to get a hold of that. You got sausages?
The strength of sausage. Come on, where you at? Get it. Yeah. Sausage power. Trees all the way.
You still good? I don't see no smoking guns.
I mean, it's in there. This hole, it's down in there a little bit. That could be because I'm pushing it, walking it around.
I'll get a new one and compare it to it. So that's the outside sealing ring. The inside one's here. And get a pick and pull them out and look at them. The oil comes out. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a port right there's where the oil comes out. This pushes on the clutch pack, so pretty simple design. Those cone washers just kind of push it back. We'll inspect everything really close and see what's up. Alright, dug into my old stash. We put a couple new seals on there, put the piston back in. We're not seeing any smoking guns at all. Only thing that I seen when we was taking it out, and I think I said something earlier, this plate that holds all these tubes, these bolts were not tight. And if that's not tight, it could let oil bypass around these tubes. Plus these O-rings are kind of getting old. We'll replace all those. But nothing smoking. We're going to assemble this clutch pack back together to have a measurement for the free play. We're going to check that. We didn't check it before we pulled it apart. I don't know. This thing looks immaculate. Clutch disc all measure the same thickness as new ones. We just checked that a while ago. They all look perfect. It is a good thing we took it apart just to make sure that nothing, a lot of times when these go bad, guys will keep spinning them and it heats those discs up and melts those down. So I'm not seeing anything in here that was wrong. Are you?
No.
Is this the old one?
Yeah.
Pull that away. Yeah, I think we just need to put it back together, get all new O-rings on the shift tube. The manifold spool where you shift at, it's just a steel spool rod, and it can't really, I'll get a picture over here in the book. We had one. There's really nothing that can go wrong with it. At least I've never seen nothing go wrong, but there's a first for everything, so. It's just a steel. Yeah. So this shaft right here has your first through fourth gears. This one's forward and reverse. But it basically just lines up with ports and lets oil through. And then they come directly down into those tubes right there, so not much can go wrong unless something's cracked or broken, but we're just not seeing that, are we?
No, and you'd think if it was just a seal, it'd kind of move.
Well, I could hear it like slipping a little bit when I was running, so don't know. I'd say we put it back together with new O-rings on all the supply tubes and go from there. I don't know what else to do. Alright, we're sliding her all back together. Hopefully for the last time, but probably not. You want to take a guy's fingers off, don't you?
That's why I told you to go over there.
Come on in. Let's wiggle it, take it out and wiggle it to go in there. Like about 3/8. You're going. There you go. This wasn't holding your mouth right. Look at you all red-faced.
Heavy.
Alright.
You gotta hold your breath when you do things.
You do, that's the problem. Then you're out of breath. Anyway. Alright. Let's put this cover on. It's real fun to get everything lined up. Alright, before we put this cover on, we're going to go ahead and put all new O-rings in this. Take that off. Kind of do one at a time. I'll get the O-ring set over here.
Hang on. Got something going on with this one. There we go.
How's that? Leave that loose. Now, this one will come out on it. Oh gosh. Awesome lady's gonna get the jackpot today.
She gotta be so excited. She sold you $4.15 in O-rings. Imagine if those were John Deere O-rings.
Already took that one off. No alarm. Which hole is that? This one?
Should be that one.
These are kind of loose over here. It's right here. I'm sure that's where they're at. I thought that one was over there. Did you lie to me? Huh?
I have no idea. I wasn't even looking.
You said that's where it went.
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I felt good about it. So what you're saying is that is how it goes.
I bet people are screaming at you on the camera.
That's okay. Write it in the comments. That way I can read it. It's more
How much
fun
of a
that
failure
way.
you are.
Yeah,
That's what everybody wants to say.
that's okay. Let them talk. Cause the hate is gonna hate.
I still don't like that.
That's weird.
Let me see that plate. We're really all screwed up now.
This is why you don't take things apart with me. Don't you know I only get 70% back together?
Then don't go there. This one's too short.
Didn't it wrap around it? Isn't that what the deal is? Doesn't it go like that? Write the check, boys. Come on. Come on.
What about this one?
That right there. That's what the loop-de-loop's for.
What is this? Twister?
Come on.
I'm feeling better about it.
Yeah, that felt real good, didn't it? Look at that.
I'm feeling better.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
See,
looking
I
better.
didn't lead you astray.
We need to clean that up.
I had a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
And I nailed it.
Sure. Let's get the stuff off that. Think his dozer ever go forward again? Or backwards or any gear?
Yeah, Bob. What's he talking about? Look at that.
Well, you tighten that up, right?
Yeah.
Are you done holding it?
I was just gonna turn it to you so you could see your work.
Half inch by 11/16. That look like half inch tube?
Sure.
Sure. What's the other one? 3/8? That's what we're going with.
I mean, why not?
Boom. Well, when we go forward, it'll probably go in reverse. Who knows?
You
Is
got
that
these
it?
lines right. You're good.
I think so.
I wonder if they got like a shift kit for this thing, like the Turbo
We
350.
need some balls and details.
Yeah, we just take the little spring out the side.
I think that's
Move
what
the
I feel like this is leaving us. And what kind of help do you need? Like
So,
physical?
sure, listen. Yeah.
Got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Problem is you got 4 shafts to line up at one time. You're way ahead of me or something.
Now, you're Hey, Bob. Why are you taking it back
Put
apart?
it back together, see?
Why are you taking it back apart?
My helper didn't tell me to put the thrust washers in there and it won't fit now.
I was summoned right here.
See how I turned that around and blamed it on you?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Problem is, we don't do these every day. It's once a year and I go to bed about 365 times in between
Ha, that's weird.
and I forget things.
That's all right. That's all right.
And I even forget where I live sometimes.
Do you want to learn an interesting fact today?
Yeah, what's that?
Artificial strawberry flavoring, like for strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Okay, is this what you looked at lunchtime?
Yeah. Yeah, you know where that comes from?
Probably from a pig's butt.
No, it's a beaver's. It's not his butt. It's not his anal gland. It's the secretion from it.
From a beaver?
Because there's just so many beavers around, we can just tap into their...
Just waving bye to everybody right now because everybody's... You got to be kidding me.
No,
That's got to be...
Google that.
It's got to be fake news.
Google that. They're like, no, that's a myth buster. It's not their anal gland. It's the secretion from their anal glands. So next time you're gnawing on your strawberry Pop-Tart, just you just remember that, Bob. That's your little fun fact of the day.
Okay, we're all fixed.
Okay.
I'll just edit this clip out and then nobody will know.
Nah, bub. We nailed it. Nobody can see you work. There you go. You're doing good. Keep up that good work.
I feel like we just did this 30 seconds ago. I'm talking about beavers.
Beaver secretions.
Oh yeah. Hey, little beaver.
See, it's fun facts like that get the job
I'm
done
gonna have
quicker.
to look that up. There's no way.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. It sounds like petroleum, but it's not.
Beaver juice.
Castorium or something like that.
Oh, castor oil. Castor. Beaver castor. Something.
Basically.
No, yeah, you're onto something there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the secretions.
Yeah, no, that's actually a thing.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't lie to you, bub. As soon as I heard it, I Googled it.
I'm sorry, people. Oh, Ninja wheelie power. You want to put that on? You do that later. I think you can put it on now. Jack, comes monster truck parts.
Felt like a doctor right then.
Did you?
Yeah.
I hate to tell you this, but I don't think you're a doctor.
Sure I am.
Doctor of beaver secretions. I got too much backlash.
Huh. Weird. Wonder how that works. Must be like the old 14 bolt.
Still sounds like 8,000s to me.
4 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. So we marked this earlier. 1 dot, 1 dot, 2 dots, because we always forget where things go. Sounds good to me. Make sure there's no dirt in there. I guess we're going to slam this back in there. I'm not sure if we've done anything, but
By golly, we tried.
we feel good about it. Yeah, not. Trying to get an action shot and you ruined it. God. Now I gotta edit this part out. Okay. Shit. Come on in. Go down a little bit. Come on in. Up. All right, slid in there like money. We put our washers on. These just go over the shaft. So this transmission has 2 round holes. Once you get it lined up on there to start sliding in, and then you got 1 dowel pin at the end. If you need to, you can turn this clutch pack a little bit. That will line your splines up with your input shaft from the torque converter. So very simple. Put your 2 bolts in, retainer for your hoses here, and we got our 10mm screws. Just talking to Kevin, those were not tight when we took it apart, so that could have been an issue here. I did put anaerobic sealer on there like the factory did, sealed all those O-rings, everything up. So he's coming through here right now with this all thread. Looks like he's got a shaft sliding around. Sometimes we got to help him jiggle him. The all that goodness. I don't know. I wasn't watching. I was talking to our people. Did it feel like it went in all the way? No, I pulled out. Pulled out. So yeah, no, it. Let me pull it out a little more. Let me feel. Yeah, slam her in there. And it goes in a little more than that. Alright, take a little pry bar, pry up a little bit, slid right in. He's getting his other shaft. Next. Keep coming in. So we've got a set of splines in this he's gonna line up, and I gotta hit the transmission too. Sometimes they're kind of fun. Here it comes. Need to turn it a little bit. Alright, Kevin got the pinion shaft in, he's putting the pinion cover on. We're going to go underneath, put the drain plug in, and unscrew those 2 jack screws that go underneath the steering clutches / brakes. Don't want to forget those, or they'll still grind on that surface. Alright, so under here, this is where your jack screws are that go under your steering clutches. Let's back these out. Not touching. You gotta hand it to John Deere for engineering on this transmission. It's awesome. It's a mechanic's dream. So now all you do is put these plugs back in here. That's gonna seal the oil off, and we'll be done under here. All right, back plate on. Only thing we got left to do is put the suction screen back in, fill it up with oil, and see what happens. Pretty good shape in there.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, it's in there. Go get the oil turd. Alright, got that in. Filling her up with transmission oil. We're close to firing this dude up. Takes 26 gallons. Things hold a lot of oil. I think it's like 104 quarts or something. I did my math right. We are filled up. You think it's going to work?
Yeah. Oh, what? We benefit, right?
I'm 50-50. The only place that could have been leaking is those O-rings around that manifold, I think. Unless we've got a catastrophic failure up here, anything's possible. Alright, I got about 95 quarts in it. It said it held 104, so I don't want to overfill it. We'll get it started. And gotta check it with it running. I think the throttle got bumped wide open while we're working on it. Put it on the turtle mode, that would be better, right?
Turtle is how we start.
Turtle. That sounds better. All right, we're gonna take all these panels off and go back, try to catch Randy for the end of the day, get that transmission valve body washed off, do some testing. I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, we did the right thing, took the transmission apart, made sure that the clutch packs and stuff were good, because if it'd been slipping, it got hot, and luckily this guy was smart enough not to run it in second gear anymore, so feel confident we're good to there, so we need to start looking up here. All right, we got a gauge on the second gear test port. I'll go to second. We got 250 pounds of oil pressure. There's first. Second gear, got 250. I'm gonna plug in third gear, so I want to verify pressures. Got the same 250 idle. All right, tested pressures. We've got clutch pressure in second, and put the gauge on the cooler side too. It's what the book said to do. See if he's bypassing oil in the clutch pack. All the gears are the same. It doesn't look like we're bypassing oil. The only thing, it's got to be something in the transmission, because we're holding oil pressure like we should. So we're I guess gonna yank the transmission back out again. I don't know if some of those cone washers are sticking or something's not right. So you guys seen the whole operation. I'm not gonna bore you with that. Then back over the pit, get the transmission out, and we'll see what we got. All right, familiar scene again. Tore it apart. I'm still not finding any smoking guns. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. The stack height of cone washers is a little bit lower. I had a set of used ones. I got all kinds of parts going on. I noticed this stack was a little bit lower. The only thing I can see might be an issue, this is a plate that sits on the piston. A little bit of a groove in it, maybe 15 thousandths, which they give us a stack height. We're getting towards the max on it on an air gap. Basically it's an air gap in here. We're getting towards the upper end of that. This piston pushes on this. They don't give a thickness for this. I don't know how much that's wore down. So got a parts transmission over here. We're gonna yank the second gear out of it. It's got the same piston in it. I just want to measure the piston. This was a lot higher hour transmission. Actually got a busted case. I don't know what happened with this thing, but I know it broke a input shaft too. It's had a rough life, so we're gonna take it apart, get some guts out of it, go from there.
So what are you gonna do?
Well,
You just gonna take this one out and take it?
just put the whole thing in there.
Yeah.
We could. All right, we got that one apart. This, I know that transmission had like 10,000, 15,000 hours on it. This piston out of that transmission has about anywhere from 10 to 15 thousandths taller thickness, but it's wore inside pretty bad. How much is this piece from John Deere, you think? $600 and some.
Sure. I think I could at least give you the whole piece, you know?
Right? Or the whole transmission. So anyway, I don't really want to put a 15,000 hour part. But we got more height on that one. This one's shorter, which that's affecting our overall height. Plus we got a groove in there, so I think we'll get that plate. I'm gonna get a new set of cone washers, some new staff rings, since we have these off 2 or 3 times now. Try that, get it back together, go from there. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. Well, our John Deere parts have arrived.
Round 2.
Round 2.
Fight.
Got a new piston. It is about 10 thousandths thicker than the old one. Got a new wavy edge disc with no grooves. And I got new clutch disc, which we found out were, how much did I say? Those are 118 and this was 115 thousandths thick. So they're about 3 thousandths thicker. So that's what we're gonna do. We got new cone washers. Stack these over here and we'll see how tall those are compared to these. Again, I don't know if that's the problem, but we're running out of options here clearly. So So we're gonna put this all back together. We'll air test it on the bench again like we did last time. And make sure it works. The other thing I want to check real close, I'm gonna look at this manifold where it comes down. But again, we're holding pressure. We're holding pressure at the clutch pack, so it's just really weird.
It is taller substantially.
It sure is, isn't it?
Yep.
Like
100,000ths or better.
Is this for a straight edge?
Yep.
Oh, that's
mean,
like
you're
a quarter inch
200.
almost. 200 to 250.
Yep.
That's gonna maybe do something there. But all those do is return it back, but who knows? These could be loose and wore out and catching sideways, and they could be catching sideways and cocked in there and jamming it where it won't come out. And all right, you guys seen us put it all together. We're gonna get it back together.
Shift gears.
And shift gears. We'll see you guys here in just like that.
But then once you actually got air through it.
So we got air in the second gear pack. Working nicely. Wasn't working quite that nice before, was it? That piston could even be warped or something crazy too, you don't know. So we double checked over here. We got all that back together, of course. We double checked. We took the second gear test port out, blowed air through there. We got good air pressure. We can hold it. It's not leaking in this valve body here. So we're like really running out of options on things. So I guess we're gonna put it back together here.
I don't think I'd be making a video doing this 3 times. Round 3.
We put the transmission back in, and guess what? It don't work again. We're really, we're looking deep. You might notice some parts here. We went and grabbed a parts transmission. I mean, we're digging deep into it. So we've got a check ball on each side of these clutch packs. So we actually had to take the first gear apart. Trying to get this on for a second. Show you. There's a little check ball. We took one apart and a spring under here. I've never ever had these apart in my life. It sits in there, but basically that's it right there. You're ready.
I'm ready.
It sits right there. Lube pressure comes in here. I guess basically what it is, it's to let oil back off. It says once it gets to spinning so fast, it dumps the oil out. It's kind of a weird deal. And the bad thing is it just dumps it to nowhere. We did some more testing the gauges. If that spring is bad, it's just dumping oil out in the transmission cavity, so we wouldn't see increase in pressure in any of the cooler or lube pressure. So anyway, we think that we can weasel this 90-degree pick in here with the clutch pack still in there and push on that. So we're gonna pull the back plate off.
This right here.
We're gonna pump the oil back out, take the back plate off. If I can get this weaseled in there and feel, hopefully we can feel one of those springs broken. If it's the case, we'll pull the transmission back out again and fix it. But if not, we'll run out of options. All right, pulled the back plate off. I verified that the little springs are still good in that clutch pack. So that led us up to the valve body. This is the part you guys seen laying up here. This is where the shifter goes in and changes all the gears. Split it apart. We've got one warning sign right here. This gasket should be solid across here. It is ripped. I think we even found some of that fiber material on the suction screen earlier on in the video. So it should look solid like this across here. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to cause a problem or this is in some orifice, but we're going to find out. Remember, it's in that side. So, here's that port. Kevin's getting ready to pick out that chunk of gasket, and that is the second gear orifice, I believe. I need to go verify it. Look at that.
One big piece.
Can you believe that? There's an orifice. It's a little tiny orifice, 1/8 inch diameter.
And that was laid in there like that.
Oh my gosh.
So it said.
Finally found the smoking gun.
Hopefully.
Isn't that crazy? No, it's got that second gear orifice blocked off.
There's a hole right down.
Oh, it's marked
It's
on
a-
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was sitting like this in the
Yeah.
bottom of it. So
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
never seen that before.
No. Been pulling her hair out over a stupid gasket. Never ever seen that. Well, that makes me feel better. Now I gotta go bid on some dozers.
Order some gaskets.
Order some gaskets, and you guys can put that back again, put oil in it.
There's some
Another
more.
piece of it.
Yeah. Maybe Armstrong flooring.
That's what's wrong with it. You have to go through and look at all these ports.
Yeah. That's it.
So this one here is your 1, 2, 3, 4 gears. This spool here is the forward and reverse, I believe. So
It's a good douching.
you need to look over it real closely.
Yeah, because we got dip.
All right, Mr. Andy went to John Deere, got us some new gaskets, all 4 of them. Went through this, got it all cleaned up. I wish I was smart enough to understand why we have so many wormholes everywhere. Didn't see anything else out of the ordinary. Everything cleaned up. That was our 2nd gear orifice that was clogged up. The other 3 orifices are in this plate there for the other gears, so not sure why they restrict the flow down on that some reason. Maybe it don't hit as hard or something. This is like overkill for this little bulldozer. It's like something you'd see on that back there. But it's made to last. So we're gonna get this thread back together. Hopefully gaskets don't come apart again. Maybe they'll last 30 more years. So very, very freak deal on that. Bolts torqued down to 27 foot-pounds. It said to use medium Loctite thread locker on them. So we're gonna do something with that. I did dig all the old thread locker out of the holes. And we'll go from there. So I said to start in the center and work our way out. And we'll get this dude back together.
Right there for a second. I'll go in there.
Let me regrip my hands. Maybe. We're hitting on that sensor right there. Okay.
Okay.
You need to. Do you take that screwdriver out?
Yeah.
You gotta pick that whole thing up.
Yep.
The front's gotta go to the right.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Okay. I'm gonna take this out here. Did you go down or not?
No.
Okay.
I did.
All right, valve body on, bolts torqued down. Kudos for John Deere back in the day. They've got, I know I said this earlier, every single port is labeled what it does. It even tells you the torque on the bolts, even tells you the ones that goes in the manifold. So super simple stuff. You think it's gonna work?
Yeah.
Kudos to the M18 Milwaukee pump that's transferred to oil this thing about 18,000 times.
Yeah, that is pretty
It
sweet.
is pretty cool. I just got that not too long ago. I think it's only made for water though, but we won't tell Milwaukee that we're pumping oil with it. Everybody does.
It pumps a crap ton of oil.
It pumps it quick too. Like it pumps it so quick, you got to make sure and get enough air in there because it will blow it back out.
Ask us how we know.
Yeah, that was last time. All right, I'm gonna fire this thing up, see if it pops in 2nd gear. If it works, and it does, we'll get the fluids topped off and put all the plates on, take it outside and double check it.
chase you.
Second gear works now.
Yeah, look at that.
That's a $33 gasket. That's all it was. We spent the last 2 days. The last, what, 10 minutes of this film has been over 2 days. So.
But how many times have you ever seen it?
Never. I even phoned a friend, an ex-John Deere mechanic, and he's never even had one of those valve bodies off or apart. They just don't go bad. There's nothing go wrong in them.
No.
There's no balls or springs, or they're baffled. What? We've had the transmission out at 2 times, almost a 3rd time. Started. I quit. But when we pulled it apart, I guess we did the right thing. We didn't know if he'd smoked the transmission disc to begin with in second. We had to inspect it, make sure the seals are right. We thought some O-rings are bad. Didn't fix it. So then I bought new pistons, and our air gap was about, what, 118 thousandths, and the max was 120.
Yeah.
So we put new disc and pistons, got that tightened back up. It's probably around 195 or something now, so we're good on that. Second gear is the one you use the most on a torque converter tractor, so it's completely rebuilt. I feel good about that. I mean, I'm talking all this about how we got to charge the guy, so I mean, that would have been hard to figure out. I don't know who you would have took that to. John Deere would have monkeyed around just as long or longer than us, so. But yeah, you guys let me know what you do down in the description. I'm gonna present the build to him for all the labor and time and parts we had into it. I mean, it's one of those deals, and see what he says. So, I mean, I don't know who else would have found it. Yeah, we could have found that in 30 minutes, but
if we knew exactly where to look.
The thing is, when you test the pressures on the gauges, everything was testing fine. So it's like, and when we blew air through it, and I think the air was kind of working around that gasket or something. And another thing's funny too. The very first time we take it all apart and blow air out, I'd put it in second gear and it actually would creep a little bit. If you notice that, and then it wouldn't do it no more. It's because it's blowing that gasket back down against that port. So weird deal for sure. So anyway, hopefully this helps somebody out in the future.
Yeah.
How many hundreds of these tractors I've had and never, I mean,
yeah,
they just, you don't hear that going bad. So it's a freak deal for sure. But yeah, you're having problems like that. Normally it's transmission disc 99.9% of the time. So, or old piston rings get worn or something like that. So a freak deal for sure. It's first for everything.
But we got second now, boys.
We got second gear. All the other ones work. He's got a whole complete new second gear clutch pack. So that tractor ought to last a long time. And I don't know, it's been a dandy.
Yeah.
I don't know how many days we worked on it, but I was starting to pull my hair out. You know, last week was transmission week.
Yeah.
I might have blown the transmission out in my Dodge truck again too.
Oh yeah?
It was kind of over last week.
You gonna make a video about it?
I don't know. The guy's like, where's your camera at? Let's make a good video. I was not in the mood to shoot a video. Oh, that might be coming up. I don't know. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Make sure you're subscribed. You want to see more transmission issues in the future, maybe. I don't know, but we'll see you on the next one.